Hey there, my name is Rex, and today I just wanted to show off one of my rarer cards. Now, of course, it looks like nothing special. It's just a dual terminal Naturia Cliff, but of course, as you can probably tell by title thumbnail, it is an error card. The error on it is pretty interesting. Nothing on the front, but on the back, that is a pretty gnarly thing. Now, this is actually something I've never actually seen online in terms of errors. But you can tell it is pretty definitely the paint. At least, from the border, as you can kind of see it spilling from this part of the card into the rest of the card. Something I've never really seen before. As far as error cards go, I've mostly seen errors on the front with a lot of the holographic. Say like especially with rares, right? This one, of course, condition's not amazing. But where the rare is where the rare stamping is kind of shifted to the side. There are some other funky things that can happen with a lot of the holographic effects where they're misaligned. There are also, some pretty crazy miscuts, and of course, more common misprints that happen to multiple cards. But as far as this, I've never seen anything like this. Now, the story behind this card is, at least, my friend got this from a dual terminal machine, which of course, they don't really have a whole lot of anymore, but, they were little arcade machines that would dispense Yu-Gi-Oh cards, little promo cards like this, and they all look like this. This is one of the earlier dual terminals. They had this polka dotted effect. The later ones were more like shattered glass. But he got this from the machine after it dispensed the card, and it came out like this, with this pretty crazy paint defect on the back. And, after he had it for a while, I traded him for it. I traded maybe like $15 worth of stuff. So that's at least what he, I guess, thought was a fair trade. And, but, the funny thing is, with error cards like this, you really can't properly value them. Just because, there's, nothing like it. With similar errors, you can value them based on what those sell for, because it all comes down to how much the owner is willing to sell for it and how much the buyer is willing to pay for it. But, I have not seen anything like this. But, yeah, it's... I mean, obviously, it wasn't something spilt on later. It looks to be that, this is just the printing. As you can see, it's relatively the similar color to some of the other printing on here, some of the other ink on here. But that is a pretty interesting error. Of course, the condition isn't amazing because, we were high school kids at the time. And, he owned it for a bit, I owned it for a bit, and then I kind of didn't properly store it until much later. But, it's kind of interesting because, from the front, there's really no problem with this. So, like, the name isn't obstructed, the effect isn't obstructed. You can clearly tell this is a Naturia Cliff. But, of course, technically, it would not be tournament legal. As, it's very obvious that, hey, this is a copy of my Naturia Cliff if it were to be in a clear card sleeve, or if it were to be in a lighter colored card sleeve. But, definitely just an interesting thing. Now, I suspect that it could be like this, possibly, because of what they do with the dual terminal cards. Because, as you can tell, this effect goes all across the entire front of the card. It's not relegated to the holo box, to the artwork box here, or the name or anything like some other holo cards would be. It is complete. It's a type of coating that goes all over the front of the card. I suspect maybe in that process, while this is being printed, maybe some of the ink could have been messed up in that process, or maybe just during the printing process. You got a crazy weird defect. But yeah, one of my more favorite cards that I own, just for it being such a funky error. But like I said, I've never seen anything else like this, and if by chance you happen to have anything like this, a dual terminal card, or at least know about it, just from what I've tried to find out myself, I've never seen anything else like this. But if you know anything about this or anything similar to this, let me know. Obviously, I'm going to be holding on to it. I don't value it at anything aside the $15 worth of cards I traded for it, give or take. But that's the story of my error card, my Naturia Cliff. So if you'd like to see maybe some more stuff, I just thought I'd make this just for fun. If you'd like to see, I guess, more stuff, maybe going back to cards in terms of collection. Honestly, I don't have anything worth any collection cards worth showing off, except for this one, honestly. But let me know what you think in the comments below. And if you enjoyed the video, leave a like, subscribe, show your support. Anyway, this has been Rex. Have a nice day.